All right. Welcome, ladies and gents, to apparently the new and improved Pilgrims. In the recent patch, they made some changes, supposedly, to Pilgrims. The concept still remains. You start on these tiny islands, and then from there, you have to move out to other areas of the map and expand. One of the players is complaining they do not have wood right now. Not really sure why that's the case, but it doesn't seem like Pilgrims as a concept has really changed all that much. I think the one thing they said in the patch notes was...
Yes.
Whoa! That was a lot of messages at once. Damn, I think they had paused, and a bunch of people said yes at once, and that scared me. Excuse me, backing up. I think they moved the wolves from the shoreline. This is kind of funny. There's some wolves there, but I'm not seeing as many wolves directly on the shoreline. Having said that, there are still a few that players will need to be careful about, rather. In the blue, we've got Peter. I'm going to delay my normal intro until these players have their TCs set up. But Peter's headed over this way right now. And Peter's maybe going to be the first one to make it to this area of the land. You also have A16 over here, ferrying over some villagers and some turkeys and some sheep. Wolves do not actually attack the king, which is kind of good, but they will attack your villagers. So you have to be careful here. I also noticed Ragnar was struggling. Ragnar is playing as the Huns and didn't have the wood to build the TC right away. Now Ragnar is going to build the TC now. So, yeah, I guess we could do the intro now. Might as well. In the teal, we've got Ragnar. Ragnar's 1200 elo, playing as the Huns. New and improved Huns. Their Tarkans now have a thump. But that'll probably have already hit YouTube at this point if this hits YouTube. But YouTube, we're a big fan of the Huns now. In the gray, we've got Mukos. I think this is their first community game ever. It looks silly to have TC'd here. It actually isn't the worst thing. You can have a pretty fast start if you TC here. Obviously, long-term, you do need to move, though. Mukos is playing as the Teutons. In the yellow, we have A16. Believe this is also their first community game. Though I could be wrong, playing as the Saracens. And then everybody, I think, wanted to go far away from where the others were. But they don't know where anyone is right now. So they're actually all ending up in the same spot. We've got Peter playing as the Byzantines. Nearby, we then have Richard playing as the Slavs. On the shoreline here, we've got Wyandotte playing as the Wu. And then right next to them, we've got Failed Femboy, who is playing as the Vietnamese. And has played in community games before. And has, let's just say, struggled to close out the game. One could say that they failed to win from a winning position. I think it was like a trade nothing or some crazy nothing map. They were Portuguese. They had a million Feitorias. And then they lost their king in a pretty sad way. So Green's going to be hoping to turn this around. Green is 600 elo. So Green is the lowest ranked player here, FYI. Last but not least to introduce here, we have Def Vader, who's now 1850 elo. We are watching Def Vader get better by the month. 1850 elo is really high for community games these days. I remember when Def Vader first played in Regicide Rumble 5, and I think he was 1400 at that point. So, anyways, has played a lot in community games, said they're very nervous, and I think also knows I might be a target here. So reaching out, talking to Purple, like, let's form a team, let's be allies, let's be pals. All very important things to do here. And Vader also saying, I want Mukos on our team. And yeah, I mean, Mukos isn't too far away. Well, no, that's not true. Actually, I think Vader is just in love with Teutons. Most likely because of the memes. Because Vader is good friends with Emu, who also frequents our community games. Vader asking, hey, do you want to join up? And I think this is Gray's first community game. So you got to get used to chat settings. You got to get used to having all these people watch you. Not an easy feeling. Muko says, I'm down. So on the topic of, like, spectators, I guess. I want to tell you, this, guys, I think thought it was pretty funny. So, I have a really weird situation when it comes to days I want to procrastinate work, like YouTube work, not stream work. So if I'm really not about it, I will try and section out the things that I need to do by queuing up for a game and trying to do all the work that I need within the time it takes for me to get a game. Specifically a team game or an Empire Wars 1v1 game, because if I queue for those, that takes over 7 minutes. So I make a deal with myself, and I say, as Blue is to be very careful here. Oh, what? Blue! That's your king! His king is trapped by Vader. Hold on. Story time's over. The king is trapped. But hold on. If Vader kills this, there's an explosion. So actually, this should mean that Blue is fine. Vader doing this would completely nuke his start. It actually would kill Green as well in the process. I'll see what Vader chooses to do with this king. Anyways, to finish my story real quick, he's going to let the king go. But we need to remember that, because it might be a reason Blue doesn't like Red later on. I'll queue up, right? And so I got an Empire Wars game against someone who is like 1100 elo. And we're in the game for like 45 seconds. And they pause. And they said, why spectator? So I kind of get used to, if people get a game against me, they like know me, right? They're like, oh, okay, this is T90 or whatever. Like, holy crap, I'm against T90. I'm up against this random 1100. And there's a spectator, which I guess they're not used to. But anyone who's above 2K is tracked by a site called the dashboard. So it shows as a spectator. Long story short, this 1100 elo player thought I had a freaking friend watching and feeding information. That was where their brain went. They're like, we never have spectators at this level. So this person was implying that I had people feeding me intel as I was playing him. And I was like, no, like there's a site, it shows this or whatever. And they were not very pleased with that spectator being there, but I couldn't really do anything about it. So, Vader says, I could have ran. Let's be friends, Blue. We are too close. Blue says, my king is retiring from exploring. Yeah, he's going to retire into the fields. And just stay away. But I think that's a storyline. Long term, Blue's going to be like, Vader could have killed my king. Vader trapped my king. Like, I would definitely remember that. Wow, Ragnar's killing it, by the way. I think it's because of all the fishing ships. Ragnar's got 55 eco. So, not bad. Vader has been rigged into a lot of community games indeed. But he has not been winning them, interestingly enough. I think that probably bothers him. He will get kills. He will play a role in each game, of course. But the target is oftentimes on his back at a certain point. Did you say don't you know who I am? No, I didn't say that. That would be kind of rude. I just tried to explain it, and he didn't really understand what I meant, so. Rooster says, not gonna lie, I'm pretty weary about it when I see specs at 1,000 elo. I mean, I think a lot of people are. Like, I've casted Loey the Legends and then had the other people claim the other person had their friend feeding them info.
Yes.
But, like, listen, I'm sorry, but this is not really, like, okay, yes, a little bit of details could technically help. But even if someone was spectating the game and occasionally giving people information, I don't think it would be to the level everyone just instantly assumes. It might just be people like to watch random games, and it might just be that. If I have a spec, I just assume it's T90, but it hasn't worked yet. Yeah. Oh, M-Chill, I saw you lose that villager to a boar. Are you kidding me? That was pretty embarrassing. I can't believe that happened. You even had Loom. Should have been better. Orange, trying to save this villager right now. Villager should be fine. Villager does have Loom. Ooh, look at Teal over here. Ragnar is a very interesting player in this game. Built the TC over here to start. Is on the way to Castle Age, and then transported all these villagers down here. I'm sure these villagers are going to build TCs, and it's very far away from everyone else. And at this stage, you can get a market. You can see what all your allies are doing, which you don't have when you're in the Dark Age. I really like Ragnar's position here. I think everybody else needs to do what they can to leave this area. Like, this is way too cramped in the north. I think Purple's already thinking about that. On the way to Castle Age, Ville's running away. Blue's on the way to Castle Age with Ville's running away as well. Orange should probably do the same. There is a lot of free real estate down here. But it should be very good for yellow. Should be very good for teal. And just the positions they're in right now. Green is in a really bad spot. Because green is like green is directly on the shoreline. And green doesn't even have a market yet to see everything. Now that market's going to come up. But then green is going to need to get out of here. One night, I was watching a random AoE stream and ended up in this guy's channel from a raid. He was playing pretty badly and then finally accused me of being his opponent's spec cheating. Wait, what? So you were like one of his only viewers? And you were interacting and he got salty he was losing and thought you were the opponent. That's so interesting to me. It's so interesting to me that like people will convince themselves of all these different reasons why they've lost, except for the fact that their opponent just played better. Right? Like they see a spectator there, and the guy instantly assumed, that's why I'm winning. Right? People will blame the maps, people will blame the civs. They'll never look at themselves. It's funny how that works. How the human mind needs to cope. Especially in an RTS, because RTS can be pretty crazy. Red Union. Okay, so green is now asked multiple times for a union. I didn't catch if the other person agreed. Purple, who is in our union, says green. And purple didn't respond. Vader says, I am teamed up with Mukos and Wyandotte. And green says, me too. All right, well, that could be a pretty decent team. Not pretty decent for orange and for blue, though. Orange and blue are pretty much your neighbors. Man, I love freaking Pilgrims. It's so cool to see. It's such a unique map. Also, the fact that the islands end up being very helpful in the start and in the later stages is nice. People used to always forget about these islands, but these islands actually end up being key for later. The best way to trade on this map is actually to trade on water. So always good to have some protection out there. Yeah, everyone will make excuses if they lose. I mean, I think it's really easy to do that. And I just think with experience, you get a little bit better understanding on it. Because I think if the game is really stressful and like really intense, your emotions can get kind of blurred. But I've been around for so long now. I've lost and seen people lose and just experienced whatever so many times that I just get a kick out of it. And green says, red perp, this is our team. And then Vader says, and Mukos. And green says, yes. This is our team, he says, and doesn't include one of the teams. What's the saying? It's like, anytime I lose, it's a civ win, and anytime I win, it's because I'm better skill. I think that's the saying. Every loss is a civ or a map loss, and every win is just because I'm a better player with more skill and more strategy. The classic hope.
Yes.
Orange is speaking to Ragnar, says, love the expansion, Ragnar, doing the same now. So that's an interesting conversation to see because they are very far from each other here. Now, Ragnar is leaving the high seas and is going to come over to the TCs that have expanded this way. Ragnar says, this is to purple and also to orange. We need yellow. That would be a really good addition to the team, obviously, with yellow being somewhat close. And Tundra's offering to get me a beer. Man, that would be sick. If you guys could just auto get me a beer, I mean, that would be dangerous. No, thank you, though. Thank you for the offer. Not sure exactly how the logistics would work there. T90, what's the most rage moment you had in a game in your life? Oh, I've never been asked this question. I once slammed my water bottle, then sprayed water all over my PC. Most rage I've ever had while gaming. I never really, like, I could get, like, emotionally tilted, but none of my tilt ever really translated to physical things like that. I think I definitely threw a PlayStation controller against the wall once when I was, like, 15. Because I lost a FIFA game, but it wasn't, like, a full-on fastball, you know, it was like a toss. Yes. Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I beyond that, I can't really think of too much. Yes. Muko says to Red, let's bring Green into our alliance. And that's already been the case, but he'd actually know that. But Mukos is down here, man. Mukos is down here. Like, he's supposedly going to be with the Northern Union. But I don't really think... I don't think that this is a good position if that's who you're going to be teamed with, right? Like, he doesn't have any eco, his king, or anything up there. So, really, I think Gray should be talking to the people that's surrounding these TCs right now. The only thing that would tilt me to real rage was my internet dying. Okay, interesting. But yeah, I mean, I said some stupid stuff, like, when I was, like, 12 or 13, like, I would occasionally, like... it was all FIFA for me, right? Like, someone messages me and calls me, like, a tap-in expert or something. As an adult, I would never respond to these people. I'd just get a kick out of it. But when I was, like, 13 or 14, I'd just be like, you know, you suck, blah, blah, blah. You know, I, like... And, of course, you got to type the whole message out with a controller, which takes forever. So that's like maybe the extent of it for me, but certainly no high level tilt. I'm not saying I don't get tilted, but usually I just dive into the next game to forget about it. Orange says publicly, I think, hi Yellow, how's the team going? Teal, Purple, and I will stick together. Do you want to join? Okay. Yellow says sure. And now Orange says, okay to share Stone Red. And Green says, Purple, who is on our team? Green? Green has asked this question so many times. Is this villager going to survive out here? What are the odds that she freaking goes out there in the first place? Woo, woo, woo. Why is Blue out there? That's so funny. I saw those two wolves earlier. I thought, well, that's not going to mean a thing. Apparently not. Blue wanted to build some really efficient docks, I guess. But she's dead. All right. There's not a lot of space out there now, guys. Muko says to Teal, I'm down to ally. Did Teal make an offer before that I missed? Yeah, it looks like it. Says you are close to me, allies. Okay. Ragnar has had a really strong start, but after all this time, Red is rising to the top. And Ragnar says we got to hit Red early. And this is an opportunity for Gray to share this information with Red if they're apparently friends, because Gray got that message. I think Vader asks, what is our plan to a team as early as possible so they can't actually plan around killing him. I think that's his you know, game plan. Green is like, I don't freaking know. I've been asking and people have not been telling me. Green 600 elo. Green is going to want someone to tell him what to do. And Green continues to not speak to Gray. And Vader is saying they can go Manaspa. Yo, Nerdy Blondie, what's up? Thank you very much. Thank you for the five gifted subs. You know where my brain was thinking? I was thinking about getting tilted, chat. You know what tilts me way more than I thought possible is chess. Oh my god. I thought like, you know, AoE, it makes sense because it's like so much APM and so much intensity and one hole in your wall and like can ruin a game and blah, blah, blah. I thought chess was going to be chill. And it is chill. I quite like it. But if I like throw my queen in chess, because I'm a noob, I'm learning. If I leave an important piece hanging and it's just like so obvious and I never should have lost it, I actually get really, really tilted. Oh my god. I think with AoE, I've kind of got... You have to get used to the level of stress. I think all of life, like, you can kind of get used to certain aspects of stress. Like, whether it be, like, you know, the stress that, you know, exercise can build up, or, like, work, or, like, a game. So I think with chess, I need to get used to it, but... Whew. Haven't been playing too much. But, you know, there was a couple times where I was just like, I cannot believe that just happened. How dumb am I, you know? So yellow's only speaking to gray right now. And now reaching out to blue. So it's just chilling with gray right now, though orange did reach out. I think it's still surprising to me that yellow is like here, but not speaking to Ragnar. And Ragnar is friends with them, though. Ragnar is telling blue, like, hey, I'm teamed with gray, yellow, and purple. So blue trying to get a really strong feel on, like, what are the alliances here? And Ragnar says to blue that red is too good. And blue says he is. So, I actually think, as Vader is now stacking up with towers and towers and towers here, I actually think that Vader is going to need to actually start killing some people off instead of waiting around too much. As weird as that sounds. Because if you wait, they have more time to talk about killing you. Vader says, I think we should get rid of A16 ASAP. I think that's because of the Civ. I think Mamelukes are really terrifying. Yeah, and he actually says he has a crazy Civ. A Rooster says, I used to be quite good at chess when I was younger. Not sure what happened. I suck at AoE, and they translate well. Well, my brother would really love it if I got into chess more. He's the one who got me back into it. I have a chessboard, which, like, you can play online with, but it's a physical board. And that's been quite nice. I don't really have a lot of interest in playing on the internet or on my phone. So, in Regicide Rumble, which Vader's even played in, we have a population space per tower to prevent crazy amounts of tower camping, which people will obviously do when there's money on the line. There is no money on the line. And here is Vader. And Vader is working his way up to 50 or so towers. But I think Vader knows that he will be targeted and is doing everything that he can to ensure that he's safe. But that could, in theory, put an even bigger target on his back, right? Do the physical pieces on the boards move when your opponent moves them? I have to move it manually, but yeah, it basically says, like, where the opponent moves. I really like it. My nephew got one for, like, Christmas. And that's how I experienced it. I was like, this is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a physical chessboard. They're not cheap, but it's a physical chessboard that you know, it tells you where your opponents would move, and there's also ways that you can, like, learn the game that way, because it can tell you how the pieces move, blah, 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 blah. So Peter says, yo, Red, what is up with these towers? And Vader immediately responds, and says protection. I mean, that's fair. But when you're already the highest elo player, it certainly makes it look like you're tough to defeat. Now, Ragnar says to Purple, I think we need to take out Red early. He's high rank. And Gray now going to Teal and say, we're teaming right. Is Vader doing enough right now to dissuade people from attacking him? I don't think so. But I think he's just preparing for when that moment happens. Like, he's going for crazy eco, 175 eco, and is just like, okay, when the pain comes, I'm ready. Right now he does say we need to kill someone ASAP. And Gray says, I thought we were allying, bro, to Red. And I guess Red hasn't been responding. Yes. And Vader says, we are Mukos. Let's go for yellow. All right. But is, like, let's go for yellow mean that you are leading the way? Because if not, I don't think green is going to do it. Well, green might do it, actually. Green's got some rats and archers ready to go. Poor green is still in castle age. Green, get to imp first. Green is... It kind of looks like green is moving to snipe right now. I think green's army is just here, ready to support. Vader says we can go for blue first. He is an easy kill. Blue is actually an easy kill if the king is still up here. But Peter did put the king behind the castle. And Peter's experienced, but you can still see the little flag. There's a tower back there. Gray says, let's do yellow. We got this. Wait, but he says that to yellow. He said that to yellow. He said, let's do yellow to yellow. That's the problem. He probably had yellow on his mind and screwed up his settings. And then he changes his settings to talk to red again. And says, let's do blue. Let's have yellow join us. Then we flip when we kill blue. And now yellow says to gray, what's the plan? I mean, if they do attack blue first and have yellow join them, that's fine for yellow for now. Oh, and we got Tarkins, baby. We got Tarkins on the move. Tarkins on the move. Ragnar might make a play. Green is ready to go for the team. Green says my Ratsons are here. I don't know where they are now. They were somewhere. They were out there. Yep, they're here. Ragnar sees them and is trying to be cheeky and block them there for a second. Where are those Tarkins going to go? They might go for Death Vader. If Teal actually had his team ready to go, this might be like a massive 4v4 right off the bat. But of course, Ragnar thinks he's got Gray on his side. Gray might go with red. Vader says Huns have a lot of Tarkins. Yeah, Tarkins are great against towers, but these are Georgian towers, which are really overpowered. It's actually a tech that probably needs nerfed, but it's not something that's seen a lot. Georgian towers are insane with spawn towers. Ragnar needs someone else to be on board. And says purple.
Yes.
And now Vader's also going to purple at the same time. What is the plan for purple here? It feels like it's fire archers. So purple's in a rough spot. Like, purple is right next to red, so turning on red feels very dangerous. Also, here comes orange. The king is in the siege tower. And orange says, sending my king to the bottom, purple. Please be kind. It's the king escort. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, you can only put your king in siege towers with this mod. So please don't ever try and put your king in a siege tower in a normal game. Which I feel the need to clarify every time. Red's like, okay, let's go. And purple's trying to be like, okay, who are we going against? That king should make it down here to this corner here for orange. And orange says red is coming. Green says yes. Okay, blue has been turned on. Yeah, red is coming this way. This might be the end for Peter. I don't see how Peter survives this unless there's attacks elsewhere. Green says go, 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 go. Green is very pro-team. I don't know where the army is for green right now. But now, Teal takes this as an opportunity to make a move on Vader. So Vader's going to make a play. Orange is also making a play on Vader, I think. Orange also could be trying to just defend blue. I can't really tell. Blue has gated this out with Byzantine, so actually buys a little bit more time. And the gate is locked. Let's see. These are Tarkins. They're supposed to be good against buildings. But look how fast they die to these towers. Spawn towers is so busted. It's not even close. By the way, there's a reason when there's money on the line that we ban this many towers. Usually, if someone camps with this many towers, there should be a conversation of, hey, maybe that's a little strong right there. But when that person's already good enough to beat you, people sometimes doubt whether or not that's a good move. Green is here to support red. Blue is hoping to hold. Orange's king is running through red's base. And purple is attacking blue down here. Purple is in support of red right now. I don't know where the king is going for orange, but the fact that it's going this way makes me think it's not intentional. And Vader says yellow want to be together till the end. Vader still does not trust the Saracens. Is still really concerned about that. There's the king. What are we doing, orange? That can't be on purpose, right? That can't be on purpose. I think Vader sees it. Vader's 100% turning on him. Like, if he kills that, it actually ruins some of Blue's fortifications. Also ruins some of his own. Yellow says, I won't be against you. That is the best I can guarantee. Okay. Orange has his king in the battle, and he doesn't know. Oh, God. Now, fire archers, I don't think are going to be very good against Tarkans. So if Teal wants to make a play there, that's fine, but Teal needs support. Gray was supposed to be the support system. Yellow was supposed to be the support system. Blue is supposed to be. Purple, like, these were some, like, options, but it's only Ragnar who's making plays right now. Ooh, and on the water, the castle is killing Blue's trade as well. Yeah, Blue's in a really rough spot. Where'd the king go for orange? Oh my god. Bro. He's never gonna notice it. He's clicking his units all around. Like, maybe he'll notice it? Like, does he not see that? Do you not see? Okay, he just saw it. Okay. Finally. He's like, oh, crap. He obviously did not mean to do that. Ragnar, I think, is concerned about the Manaspa coming through now. And is going to have to fight red and defend from red. The king is in that castle for Ragnar. So he could lose it. I think the Tarkans might be enough here with a little bit of repairing as well to keep this king alive. Manaspa are pretty low HP. They'll die to castle fire. The Tarkans can probably kill them off eventually. But there's no last minute repairs from Ragnar. There's a couple Vils around that could maybe do this. But Ragnar seems to be prepping to make a run for it here. But, nope. I think it's just not enough. That was really close, though. That was really close. The king almost ejected. Now Ragnar says, man alive. He can't believe it. That was too close for comfort. And Peter now actually allies him. But Ragnar says to everybody, red will win if we don't unit. Obviously missed the E there. Guys, that message right there guarantees Vader will not win, in my mind. Like, this needs to be in everyone's mind right now. And whatever Vader does from here, I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll have a good game. But that's smart chatter from Ragnar. If he doesn't want Vader to just run away with his game. And Gray says, I'm almost ready. Sorry. Gray and yellow seem pretty tight right now. They have not helped in any of these little scuffles. And yellow might be thinking about a transport here. Vader says, guys, we ally blue and kill Ragnar. Blue wants to go kill Ragnar. Did blue make a deal there? Did I miss that? There must have been a deal, yeah. Vader says, blue, want to be friends again. We can stick together. Okay. But that's like, blue's never going to truly trust you now. Guys, if you're a top player in these games, you got to freaking end people fast. I know it makes you look like bullies, but you have to. You just have to. Also, pretty satisfying to see these fire archers against buildings. They're pretty good against that. I'm not so sure how good they are against other things. And orange seems to be in full support of purple. Orange hasn't really fought much. Orange has asked purple how it's going. No response. Yeah.
Yes.
Fiona's got it right. Top players, you've got to kill people fast, or it'll eventually... There will be too many people left alive against you. So it might seem ruthless. You might call a top player a bully as well. It's actually really hard in these games. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't as a high-ranked player. Tarkans are still fighting back. Green is being attacked by blue. And green is saying, blue, I am ally. King for green is actually in the TC, believe it or not. But again, green continues to plead and say, blue, I am ally. Right now, blue's not treating green as an ally. Ragnar needs help. Ragnar wants anybody on the left to help. Gray and yellow are just kind of staying out of it. And yellow says to gray, let's do it. So they might actually support Ragnar, which would mean that he's against red and against purple. And I think Vader is trying to tell blue to ally green right now, but blue wants nothing to... Blue doesn't care. Blue's like, I'm not scared of you. I was scared of red. Blue also doesn't understand why he shouldn't be able to kill green right now. And green says, red, perp, please no kill. The green is mastering the art of the plead and the beg and the hope. And orange, who hasn't fought a soul, says, red, I've lost track on who is fighting who. Yeah, orange hasn't actually fought anybody, right? And you can see red is just turned. Now red is turned on orange right after that. And now green's king is running because green is basically losing everything. And then yellow still hasn't fought, but yellow's thinking about it. Orange says, I was going to a southern base, so I guess Vader turned on him temporarily. This is very confusing. It's also very cramped right now. Green's king's still moving. Ragnar says, I'm almost dead. Yeah, like, Ragnar's probably like, come on, guys. Like, yellow, join me. Yellow is here. I think yellow's a little bit scared. But you've got to fight eventually. The king for green is currently sitting right there. In between red's base, in between purple's base. I feel like that could be a real problem for them. And also, purple just researched spies. I actually just caught that. So purple's going to be able to see everything. Gray says, I'm a go for the snipe in just a sec. Now, says this to red and yellow. So I think that means that gray is going to try and snipe Ragnar. And yellow says, I'm going to throw random shots. Is saying this to red. So is basically going to fake defending teal. Teal it can't believe it right now. He cannot understand why gray and yellow will not support. And he continues to chat about it. So I think if they don't want to trust him, they got to kill him fast. And I think this is going to be really unfortunate for Ragnar. Ragnar has no answer to Elite Teutonic Knights. And he can't believe it. He says, like, Gray, dude, like, come on. He's like, come on, don't do this. Meanwhile, Vader chose Gray to be an ally super early on and is rooting for him. He needs this to happen right now. And Yellow's here as well. And Ragnar is going to be without any support whatsoever. Because they're all choosing Vader. They're all choosing Vader. They are too scared to team up against Vader right now. And it might be Ragnar, the only one who had the balls to call out Death Vader this early, that goes down here. The Mamelukes are here. The Teutonic Knights are here. And Ragnar says, why me? Well, the answer is because you are less scary than Death Vader is at the moment. Now, where will Vader die if Vader dies? Because if Vader dies any further to the right, that could actually kill Green. Green, of course, escaped down there. The king is out. The king is dead. Ragnar is dead. I will miss Ragnar. Ragnar deserves our salutes. I think he's had the right idea, but he just didn't have the team to back him up. No one really had the guts to go up against the really strong players out there except for him. So don't be too critical of gray and yellow yet, by the way. There's the explosion. Green does survive, barely. Green is dead. Green got out of the castle and green died to blue skirmishers. And now green is going to die. as well. But wait a second. Wait a second. That explosion could actually kill Orange. I would say that Orange actually survives this, but it's very close. But yeah, I think Yellow... And there's the explosion, yeah. Oh, God. Orange lost all of that army. Red lost a lot of castles and towers, too. That was a great snipe from Blue. But I think Gray and Yellow might have a play in the long term. Like, they're gaining the trust of Death Vader. Ragnar was a worthy sacrifice in their minds. And then after they gain his trust, they will backstab. Potentially. That's what I'm thinking. I could be very wrong. Vader says the team right now is purple, gray, and orange. Now notice he doesn't say yellow. Notice he doesn't say yellow. Gray and yellow are pals. They're neighbors. They're buddies. They're pals. Now Peter says to Orange, like, who are your allies? I mean, Peter was left alive earlier. Like, I think they need to kill Peter next. Like, I think that's the natural play for Vader anyways, to just go kill him. Gray says to Yellow, we're going after Blue. Try and snipe Vader if you can. Otherwise, he wants you out. Gray is a bro. Hey, listen. Gray is not a bro to Ragnar. Ragnar will dispute that. But Gray is going to back Yellow at least. And it's actually pretty smart, too, because... let's see. Yellow says sniping Blue is going to be a tall order. He's way up there with all those castles. Yeah, but Yellow, I think you misunderstood. What you were told is everyone's going to go for Blue next, except for you. You need to go kill Vader. However, killing Vader is also not that easy, so...
Yes.
Can we talk about... Like, Green is now in chat. Green is 0F in chat. Green... Vader is... He didn't really... I guess Vader tried to get Blue to stop attacking you. But that feels pretty brutal that Blue is just hunting you down and there was no one that stepped in. Like, no one intervened. Everyone just kind of let Blue just hunt Green down with no help. It doesn't feel good. I don't think Blue is a bully. I think Blue is attacked. Blue is provoked. Blue is attacked by Vader. But maybe I'm wrong. Gray says, I saw Vader's typos. Are we allies? Are you going to help him snipe me? Yellow says, I'm with you. Don't worry. Vader didn't like that. I didn't want to be his open ally, I guess. Okay. Vader says, I think we kill Gray. Let's go for Yellow. Wait, what? Okay, Vader's changing his mind. He's changing his mind. He's maybe realizing that Gray and Yellow are not on board with his plans. And there's I trust and I trust you too from Yellow and Gray. And Gray says, Vader just told me to go for you. Okay. Well, Gray deletes a bunch of vills on screen because Gray knows he's about to need the pop space to fight back. I think the Teuton player should be fine here. I think it should be fine. Could be wrong. Teutonic Knights are slow. Vader says to Gray, let's kill Yellow. Yeah, but you're around Gray's castle.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Purple and Blue are talking. Orange, Purple, and Blue are going to be very happy they are not the next target. So they could maybe scheme up against Vader. But guys, a lot of this trade, like, is all intertwined. So you turn on anybody, you're guaranteed to lose trade. Look at this from Vader. He says, Mukos, can you send Elite Teutonic Knights first so I don't die to memers? No, he's not going to... Bro, he's not going to leave with his very slow units and leave you next to his castle. No, he's not falling for that. Or is he falling for that? He's falling for that. He didn't go that far, but Vader wanted him to move away. And that castle is melting, guys. Holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. Will Mukos go down? There could have been Ragnar here to support. But Gray is dead. Gray is dead. It was a scary task to turn on Vader, but those Manaspa just killed that castle instantly. Gray is dead. Ragnar in chat says, I told him. I warned him. And Gray gets maybe what he deserves. Yellow's still alive. Yellow's still alive. Says, sorry, Gray. Guess I went after you instead. Feels bad for Gray. Holy galleys from Gray, by the way. What? Nice snipe from Vader. And back to what I said earlier. You got to get the job done. You got to snipe people off fast. And Gray says, I tried to stall for too long. Yeah, you got to be quick, unfortunately. Also, Gray, you need to get hoardings in your castle and masonry upgrades next time. That castle could have had a lot more armor and HP. So just a tip for the future. Castle could have been way tankier. You're at 4,800 HP. Yellow's castle, 6,300 HP. Just in comparison, right? I think it was Gray's first game. So Gray up against an 1,800 in the first game wasn't super easy. But Mukos will be back. Now Vader says, can we go for blue? Guys, it's kind of risky for Vader to move out because anytime he moves out, people are going to potentially be able to snipe him. And purple has not been actively fighting. Orange has not been actively fighting. Has Orange fought at all this game? Orange has 0 kills. Like, yellow has 6 kills. Orange has 0 kills. Obviously, part of my commentary here is like, you know, built up around Vader being the bully. Or not the bully, but he's like the target. But, you know, when players aren't actively fighting, it's actually very risky to move out, right? Look, Orange is sitting right here, just waiting for him to be out of position. Purple's sitting right here, just waiting for him to be out of position. This is not an easy situation for Vader to win in. Purple says, does anyone know what the Woo Hero does? And it is the Woo Hero is the one where the units move faster. Yes. So that could be decent for these games. A couple people are answering. What do you guys think Blue's play is here? Because Blue is not really part of a big team. Yellow says, Red went after my homie, and he bleep next. So, Filter intervenes. Wants me next. He couldn't say wants me? He wants me next? Is that too saucy? Oh, he wants me. Okay. Vader's not happy because they're not chatting to him. He's like, guys, what? Like, he picks it up on the fact that they're talking about him. Yellow says to everyone but Vader, I'm willing to collapse on him on your call. Yeah, I mean, they're starting to coordinate. This is literally, this always happens. This always happens. Like, what can Vader do differently? He says, tell him we want to kill Orange. He says this to Orange. But then we go kill him so that he moves all his army away. Blue does turn on Orange right now, actually. I don't know if that was a chat misstep from Vader or if that's just, like, the plan. He says, or we tell him to go to yellow. Okay. Blue is doing something. Orange noticed this. Did Blue damage his castle, maybe? I'm not too sure. But he says bad Blue, and now they're fighting. Tell Blue we are going to yellow. Okay, here we go. And now Orange is against Blue down here. Yellow said he's ready to make a move. He's not happy with Red, but he needs support. So let's see. Red and Orange want to attack Yellow. So Purple's doing the thing. Purple is saying this to Blue. But, like, I mean, there's already a fight happening, so I don't think this is going to be a great Diplo play. And then Purple says... Purple's passing along the info to Yellow, saying he's trying to get us to go after Blue. He's moving army now. Go now, maybe. Okay, will Yellow actually do it? Dude, if Yellow could snipe him right now, that'd be incredible. Vader says, I'm going to transport onto Yellow, I think. I saw the army moving. There is a transport coming. You would need 2 transports, 3 transports like this to actually be able to fit them all. There's only 20 HP or 20 spots in that transport ship right now. There's a signal from red to that area saying that the king is there for yellow. Yellow's army is just sitting here. Transporting is a really big play, though. You can't see it on the minimap. Not in the same way, right? Like, you can see a big blob of army on the minimap way easier than 3 little dots. If you're curious on stockpiles, there's the resources. It does not look good for, well, I was going to say for Gray. Gray is dead. It doesn't look good for yellow, I guess. Or for Vader, but they have trade count at least. And here are the Manaspa. Yellow's Mamelukes were thinking about moving forward. Yellow's Mamelukes are here. I think Yellow just noticed this. And the king is in the town center, but it just goes to the castle. But guys, you need Mamelukes here so quickly. And the Mamelukes, where are they? Oh, God, they're all the way back there. They're all the way back there. They're all the way back there. Where's the king? Is the king running? The king ran. The king ran. The king is running again. But you can't... Oh, go back in the castle. Go back in the castle. Go back in the castle. What? I mean, if you had a Vil there to wall, maybe. Oh, no, yellow. Oh, no. Oh, that's not it. You might have maybe had a chance. But Vader's going to get another kill. The Mamelukes are here. It's too little, too late. That is a dead king. Wait. Oh, he survives. He's a master. I didn't realize it was going to survive. He actually survives. Damn, and now the Mamelukes are here. And the castle will stay up. And Yellow says, well played. Vader says, holy shit, he can't believe it. And Vader is mad at the units. Vader will feel like the pathing did him no favors there. And honestly, I can kind of agree with that because it very much looked like that king was going to go down. I'm not sure what happened. So Yellow's alive. Now I'm seeing purple move this way with fire archers. There's a 1v1 between blue and orange that I think blue is kind of winning. It's a very weird game. I still can't really tell what's happening here. I think if anyone really wants to win this game, they should be going navy. Actually, purple is a really strong position because purple can turn on these players and kill all their trade at any point in time. But purple on land is directly next to red. Purple does have 40k gold, though. Was it purple who researched spies earlier as well? I think he's allied to everybody. I can't really tell. Maybe he did. Does anyone remember? Oh, God, we got a wonder. Where? Oh! That's interesting. Okay, so Yellow has built up towers on the island. Oh, Yellow, you are going to be ganged up on big time here. Yellow's going for a wonder to win this for him, and he's brought his king here as well now. Honestly, though, this is a very realistic scenario, okay? Prior to the king almost getting sniped, I'm sure the king felt, let's save my money, let's live for a couple more decades, and let's live a peaceful life. But after coming that close to the grave, he's probably like, let's spend all my money right now because life is short. So he's going to build a wonder, which is a massive, a massive commitment. And he's going to try and win this for himself here. Red is transporting. Red is trying to transport with Manaspa. But there's Navy here. Oh, no, Vader. No, Vader. He didn't know the Navy was there. He just saw 60 units in the water. Oh, he almost microed it as well. Damn. And we actually have a pause. Yellow, as he builds the wonder, pauses because Vader says, can we take a bathroom break? He says, can we take a bathroom break? Guys, stop attacking. Wait a second. He said, can we take a bathroom break as he was moving the transports over to Yellow? Was that a Diplo tactic, or does he actually have to pee? Yellow says we can go for a brief pause for that, if ever. Okay, so the bathroom breaking? All right. Well, Purple said publicly, I'll protect you, Red. Don't worry, because Blue is going to be making a play. Very weird game. I always get concerned when people pause while spectating because sometimes the game doesn't unpause. But I guess we just have to assume that they're taking a bathroom break. When do the casters get a bathroom break? 4-hour games. I don't get a freaking bathroom break. I can't sit there with 0 kills in 50k gold and build a wonder. I've got to speak. Go now? Nah. That's boring. I'm here for content. I'm just finding things to complain about. You can pee in a bottle.
Yes.
Let's just stop. Okay. So if there's chat during that pause, we miss it all. And that also hurts because there's a lot of Diplo that we probably missed. Yellow says I'm openly against red now to blue. Yeah, but Yellow, you're also openly like going for the win for yourself. You should bring your Mamelukes and your Bombard Cannons to this island. Nothing else matters for you now, Yellow. Obviously, you're open against red. Guys, the rules are the rules. If someone goes for a wonder, they must die. So I really think the best thing right now is all of the other players need to coordinate right now to kill Yellow because the wonder on the island is already going to be up. And Yellow has Saracen Navy and Mamelukes. Like, Saracen Navy's crazy. And I'm sure Yellow has enough gold to produce more. But he doesn't have, like, forever supplies of gold. Let's see. I think Red is going to try and coordinate. But Red is, like, enemy number 1 in a lot of people's eyes, too. The player that can't be trusted, so. Orange says he's making ships, which is the case from over here. Blue is starting, or purple starting to drop docks as well. And yellow says, I'll get rid of the wonder if we can take care of red. Ooh. Ah, that's fun. I mean, maybe should have said that a little bit earlier. Because now everyone is prepping to kill you, but that's also a deal you could make. Really tough right now for players because they got to delete their land armies to free up population space for Navy. It's what makes this play so strong. But Yellow, please garrison your king. I would hate for you to lose your king because your king is standing out in the open. I like the fact the king is here, but it should be garrisoned so it can't be sniped by something. 325 years. Drury, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Chat, I will not use a bottle. I'm classy, okay? I will hold my pee. I will not take a break, at least for now. Orange says I mass cannon galleons to snipe the wonder, okay. Vader is saying just do fire ships, I think, because he is going to be making the galleons. Yeah, thank you for the subs. Thank you, Shulker, very much for the 71 months. Thank you, Tante. Thank you, Palms. Thank you, Hizemi, for the 94. Sheesh. No, thank you for that resub message, though. Didn't appreciate that. Does yellow win here? Yes or no, chat? What do you think? Where are his Mamelukes at, actually? Are they on the way here? I'm not seeing enough commitment to this from yellow to think he's going to win this. That's my issue for him. Oh, his Mamelukes are here. Like, if he deleted everything he had here with Vils and just went YOLO Navy and only Navy, I think he could do it. But he's not committed enough to it yet. I think Red sees his king. Red sees his king. That's what Vader's trying to get to right now. The pathing is tough. Yellow, save your king. Oh, he's baiting him again. Bro, he's baited him again. Vader's lost a lot of Navy because he wants the king, and the king has moved. Next level plays from yellow. And that is a lot of ships going down now for Vader as well. That's a big waste of Navy and a big waste of time. Now we have Orange coming in. Orange just wants to snipe the Wonder. He clicks the Wonder instantly. Will Yellow repair it? Yellow needs to repair it. There's also loose swans down here. Repair, 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 repair. Repair! The Wonder's dead. Damn. Wow, they went for him fast. It's crazy to see this many loose ones. This boat is new. That did not last long at all. Vader is telling them to get the king. They still haven't been able to. King is still standing there in the middle. But yeah, yellow... That wonder did not work well at all. Also, these ships are really good against other ships, too. They're good against buildings and ships. They get extra projectiles with their unique tech. So, very solid unit. Orange says sorry. Probably feels bad about that. But yeah, yellow's stand was not even close. But I'm not actually used to seeing everyone get ready that quickly to take out a wonder. So salutes to purple, to orange, and to red for like really getting ready right away. It normally takes a long time. Blue doesn't trust anybody on this world. So blue, I think, is just still playing defense over here. Oh, God! And not the best defense I've ever seen. Siege Onager took care of that pretty quickly. Well, yellow is maybe someone they could focus on and kill now. And as yellow loses the Mamelukes and kills the Siege Onagers, blue as well is a player they could focus on and kill. Massive Siege Onager shots here from orange. Man, crazy what Siege Onagers are able to do with good micro. Amazing play from orange. And I see purple's king is moving over here, which maybe tells me that purple doesn't want to be over here for some reason. But did red see that? Because if red sees that and walks over there to that castle now, that castle's largely unprotected. And if the king dies over there, it won't kill him. If Death Vader actually saw that, this could be really, really bad for purple. And uh-oh. Vader, he might be deaf, but he's certainly not blind. I think he spotted that. I think he has an idea. It walked right past where his military was, and he turns on purple. No, purple! He had the right idea. And Vader knows. Vader knows they are all going to try and kill him at some point. That is why purple moved. Purple doesn't want to have a risk in attacking him later. There's no way purple can escape here, right? Like, where's he supposed to go? The Manaspa will kill the king so quickly. And again, Vader will get the snipe. And of course, they run through Ragnar's town. Ragnar, the person who warned them about red. Ragnar was the one who said, hey, team with me against this guy. He is to be feared. And they didn't heed his warnings. Well played, though, from Ragnar. So, or not from Ragnar, sorry. From Death Vader. Now, he's got some castles to clear out here. The explosion will obviously happen over here. Vader's played a really nice game considering the target's on his back. It does seem like purple was his biggest threat. Blue would be second now. And green is still in the game, still pissed that blue killed them. And says, Blue, how does it feel to know that you are doomed? Green hasn't left the game yet. Green's been in Twitch chat, too. I thought Green would be out of the game by now. Yeah, the only trade I'm seeing working is actually Blue's at the moment, which is pretty relevant. And Blue is 25k gold, and Blue's maybe holding on. And now Orange is speaking to... Orange is taking pretty good fights against Blue, so probably feels like Blue isn't a problem. And now has asked Yellow to work together against Red. Yellow says, sorry for the wonder play as well, but we really needed to get something going. I mean, I guess that's fair. And now Vader was asking Yellow for an alliance. Okay. Well, it actually is really good for Vader that purple's gone because that's less of a direct threat. Orange could still be an issue, but orange is a little bit further away. It is awkward for Vader, though, how his base is surrounded by orange. Also, who wins? 60 Manaspa or 60 Boyars? I think Boyars should be designed to win that, right? They have more HP. They have lots of melee armor. I think it shouldn't even be... there is a lot of attack for Manaspa, though. And the attack rate I'm not really sure on. But I think Boyars would win. Vader says, guys, we need to still kill yellow. Let's stop fighting and let's kill yellow. And all the others are talking about how they need to kill red at the same time. This is Vader's curse right here. Every game. It's either they gang up him at the start with someone like Ragnar, even if he forms a team, or at this stage, they realize he's a threat and needs to go down. Blue and orange are allied right now. That is not good for Vader. Should Vader have resisted the urge to snipe gray? I don't know. Hard to say. Maybe Vader can 1v3. Oh, look at blue. Blue says, don't talk to red. Not a single word, okay? Oh, I like that. I like that. Those are fighting words. Not a single word. And then Vader says, blue and orange, let's go kill yellow on land. He's really trying to convince them. And now Peter speaks to him. You just broke your own rule. He says, fine for me. Okay.
Yes.
And now, orange is letting yellow know, like, red wants to go after you, yellow. And yellow's like, yeah, basically, I'm used to it. Like, welcome to my life. It's like, yup. Not surprised. He's been trying that. And blue is bluffing here. Blue says, I just need to clean up the mess that orange made. So blue's like, yep, I'll help soon, but I have to work on things. I think Vader's best chance is a wonder now, but I don't know where he can build it. He can't realistically build it on an island. He can't really build it on land either. Props to Vader. He's realizing that the others are full of it. He says, orange, you're the only person I can trust. Yeah, he realizes blue can't be trusted, and obviously yellow can't be trusted. What will orange say? Like, what's your play? You'd have to go kill blue. You'd have to leave yellow be and go kill blue. Yellow might try a wonder again, by the way. He's still got a big navy out here. I'm seeing villagers move around, though. I mean, orange just said yes, but I thought red was going to follow up and say something more. He said, you're the only person I could trust. He just says yes. Vader says, I cannot wonder. Yellow can, which is true. And now Vader turns on blue. Maybe, I'm not sure exactly why, but it might be because blue is over here or something. And blue is probably turned on him. Yeah, blue is attacking him, obviously. I think Vader's cooked, guys. It's not a 3v1 yet, but it's basically as close to that as possible. If orange turns on him, his trade is dead. Which is obviously horrible. Like, this trade route is not good. He's actually going to lose his markets here anyways to blue. Orange is scared of dealing with those towers, but I actually don't think the towers are going to be a problem because that might be you can save that till last. And oh my goodness, look at the navies out here. Yellow's actually outproducing red on water. It might come over. It doesn't have to deal with purple anymore, too, so could go for a wonder. It would actually be amazing from yellow. Yellow should wait until everyone's attacking red and go for the wonder and take the win for himself. And Vader says, well, enjoy a yellow victory. Yeah, he sees the navy from yellow. He knows he's the only one that could stop that with that navy. And he thinks that yellow's going to wonder victory, which I actually think is spot on. But does that mean they shouldn't fight red at the same time? I don't know. Like, I think they can't trust him. I think they have to kill Vader, and they have to then worry about yellow later. That's future them problem. How do we get yellow? I'm massing fires, says orange. Orange is actually doing that, so orange is maybe truly the only one that Vader can trust from here. Again, this is all of Red's trade. The only trade that Red has remaining. There is still trade from Orange on water. There is still trade from Blue on water. Things are not looking good for Vader. If anything, things looking best for Peter the more I watch this game. Because of that trade. And because of how well he's played on land. Yellow, I'm not really certain of. Like, let's look at Yellow's resources. Yeah, Yellow doesn't really have a lot of gold and wood. So Yellow can't actually wonder. Yellow doesn't have the resources for it. But if Yellow can fix that, if Yellow can get it, I think there's a real chance. Purple was a big part in why that wonder went down. And Red. And Red just lost all that navy. Yellow is here, not allowing Red to expand this way. I think Vader must be very frustrated right now. He doesn't know what to do. What would you do? Let's say you're Vader right now. What's your best play, chat? He's tried to talk to Yellow. Yellow does not want to hear it for obvious reasons. He's tried to talk to Blue. Blue has no interest in dealing with it because Blue was attacked by him earlier. Orange is the only person you can talk to. And Orange has responded. But Orange would have to actively, like, help in some way. And you can't build a wonder. Unless you stack it, like, between these towers. Yeah, I mean, technically he has the res. He could actually try it. It would be a crazy, crazy, crazy wonder victory. It's a really hard move from here. Someone in chat says he's made his bed. He can sleep in it. Well, you can't go back in time and change who you attack. Like, I think in games in the past, Vader's definitely been, like, you know, clearly a stronger player, like maybe a little bit of bully or whatever. I don't feel in this game he was, like, you know, the most trustworthy individual. He certainly was trying to get people to kill others, which is kind of part of the game. But it's been... He has tried to work with people and get to a point where it makes sense for everybody, but it really is just not... I think the play, actually, that he will regret is turning on Blue. Blue never died. Blue killed Green then. Right? Green is gone. That was one of his allies. And Blue is a problem now. Blue is a big problem. More and more production buildings here from Vader as he goes into last stand mode. Yeah, also, when the highest ranked player stacks towers up, eventually people need to come to the conclusion they have to be focused down. But a reminder on gold workers, 0 for red, only 10 for yellow, 32 for orange, and it's 48 for blue. Peter staying alive was huge. Having Byzantines obviously helped, but he still hasn't had a lot of space here. Pretty impressive. Yeah, yellow needs to be trading with the rest on water. Or trading somewhere. Like, they have to take advantage of the fact they actually have an alliance. Okay. I know what Vader's gonna do. He's gonna try and wonder. He has 1,035 stone. He has 764 gold. He's gonna sell off food to get enough to build a wonder, and he's gonna go for it right now. Because he's got no options otherwise. Yeah, he just sold a bunch of something. He is the gold now. He deletes the market. Is he going to build it right there? Yeah. It's the right play. Nothing else is working, bro. Nothing else is working. We all know how this is going to go. Everyone's just going to simply attack him. Oh, and he is simultaneously trying to kill Orange. Bro, this would be a huge swing, right? If Orange is out of the game, this might actually work. Can Orange save himself here? That's crazy to do it at the same time. Orange is probably panicking so hard right now. Where's the king? There's the king. There's the king. There's the king. It's in another castle. No. No, it was a good attempt for Vader. But his units will get flattened. And he will not kill Orange's king. And so Red's wonder is right over here. Maybe Orange could start to make some trebuchets once the heartbeat settles down. And now blue's coming from this side and yellow's coming from this side. It is 3 players all coming from different angles now. How many times have kings escaped Vader's grasp in this game? He's probably really wishing he had a ranged unit right now. Really wishing he had cav archers or something. Yeah, I agree with chat. If yellow could actually afford a wonder, which yellow cannot afford, this would be a perfect time. Because they're all going to focus on red right now. But yellow can't afford it. Blue could do it. It might actually make a lot of sense for blue to try it right now. Obviously, they have to take out red. Orange probably could try it as well, in theory. Orange could probably buy some res and make it happen. Yellow's the only one who can. And castles and towers are going to slowly start to go down, and the wonder's right there. So, someone's asking about the cost of a wonder. It's not 1k of everything. It's 1k wood, 1k stone, and 1k gold. So it doesn't cost food. But yeah, it's 3,000 resources. And it takes forever to build. But he did bring a lot of villagers to build it, which is what you should do. And wonder is completed. But are you realistically going to be able to keep it up for, 350 years? So I guess Ragnar never researched atheism before he died. Which I was kind of expecting. I thought that would be 450. And Ragnar's dead, so there's no way for him to research that now, which would tack on an extra 100 years. Vader is thanking God for something. But, of course, the chat filter is stupid. So we have no clue what he's saying because we're all children that need to be babied, apparently. Over normal words, I might add. Oh, he tried to say thank God for no atheism. Thank God no atheism got banned. That's actually a really good guess. That's a really good guess. That's probably what he meant. That's funny. That's funny. It's a tech in the game, which is so stupid. It's in the game. Atheism is banned. And the wonder is down. So nice job there from Orange. Obviously, assist to yellow, assist to blue for also pressuring from the other sides. And now this is Vader's last stand. Vader's last stand. And it's probably just Hussar spam that he has to offer. I love Peter. Peter is, like, remember, he was on the other side of some scheming earlier. And Peter says, don't get weak now. Don't let him talk to you. And Vader says, you guys can waste your time killing me and let yellow win. It's a good call. Unfortunately, he's off because yellow doesn't actually have the res. But yellow winning with the wonder would be a really good call. So Vader says Peter is trying to wonder, which is also a good call. I think that should happen. And obviously Vader should try and convince them all to do something other than focus on him. And Peter says, Orange, you need to trust me on this. Orange hasn't given me any indication that he doesn't trust you, Blue. But the fact that you think he doesn't trust you makes me think you can't be trusted. He says, after red is dead, yellow will wander island again. Okay. Yellow says, kind of sassily, to the person who tried to kill him twice, says, yes, we're all trying to win here. Part of that means that you have to lose first. And Vader says, Orange, you're going to die next after this, so have fun. And Orange is unbothered. Orange says, I'm holding on much longer than I expected. I'm already happy. Orange is like, I'm already good, man. I could die now. I'm okay with not winning. Man, those Mamelukes are insane. Vader was correct. Worrying about Saracens in the early game was a correct play. For his Civ, it's so tough to kill this. He would really need Siege. Eventually, and this will still take time, but eventually, the king will fall for Vader. And when that happens, Orange is actually in trouble, potentially. Because if the king comes this way, Orange could lose his own king. This is also Orange's main eco and base. So, yellow is safe. Yellow still never really added trade. So yellow is not getting to that wonder on water. That would be the natural play, but yellow has been spending most of the gold trying to kill Vader. And Vader has reached the stubborn, frustrated, I refuse to go out situation, you know. And is going to go down fighting like the 1800 he is. I love the difference in mindset. Like, Orange doesn't even care if he wins. Orange says, I won a commie game years ago on Facebook. That's enough. 11. He's like, my one win is fine for me. Peter's angry at Red from earlier, bro. Says, don't talk with Red. Beat him down. Damn. What did he say earlier? Not a single word. Not a single word to him. So extreme. And then Green is still here. Green says, Blue, it looks like it's a good day to be a bully. Listen, I will maintain that I don't think Blue was bullying Green. Blue was attacked by Red and by Green. Blue was defending himself. Red ended up allying him again. And Blue had no reason to not fight back Green. No, I mean, he was told by Red not to, but Red wasn't attacking him over it. That's my take. I think Blue is perfectly in his... I can understand why Green doesn't like him because he died to him, but I think it was the right play. Green's in chat says I allied him back. Yeah, but you tried to kill him. So you can't just overlook that, you know? Only reason you allied him back is because Red wanted to ally him, right? You guys probably would have killed him. So I don't hate it. I especially don't hate it because it worked. Obviously, it feels very bad for you. That's obviously pretty brutal. Because I just think about it from your perspective. I think I think it's understandable. Oh, God. Okay, guys. Vader's going to die. He knows he's going to die. And he also knows the mod allows you to put your king in the transport. Or, sorry, siege tower. And so he is going to try and escort his king in a very slow siege tower taxi somewhere to nuke somebody. But he has to back away. Look how fast the Halbs die to those towers. It's insane. They do pass-through damage, so they hit multiple targets. Blue just researched treason, so he would have got the notification that the king is in that tower. Can you even get anywhere, though? Like, you can't kill Yellow's king. You could kill Yellow's base, I guess. Orange is your best bet, probably. But I think that Red kind of likes Orange more than the others. Because they were friends. But, I mean, if you have options, this is your best option. It doesn't look good, but... yeah, you gotta somehow distract and, like, roll around or something. Orange and Blue are talking about what they do later. And Red is just waiting with that king. He will snipe some trips. Orange says, Blue, what do we do after? Yellow's going to go water wonder, which still is never going to happen. He doesn't have the resources. Yellow, if you rewatch this, a tweak to your gameplay here would have been to add trade with the rest of the team while all this was happening. You do that, and you can actually do the things they're saying. Okay, here goes Red. 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 Imagine if he can transport this. He probably doesn't have the gold for treason anymore, so he might not know where the king is. I think he wants to escort this into Yellow's base to try and kill Yellow. Yellow's king is not in the base on land, though. That is a gray transport ship. Wait a second. I think you could technically garrison in there. Oh, no. Gray turned on him in the final seconds, I think. Maybe Gray didn't have time to turn. I forget. All right. Sneaky, sneaky. There's nothing else we really need to look at right now. There's a king and 6 halbs inside of that siege tower. And I don't think they see this right now. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Blue saw it. Blue saw it. Blue definitely saw it, right? Yeah, blue saw it. Can you let the Halbs out and not the king? Oh, wow. He actually had to click that. I would have misclicked my king out of that siege tower. So he had to click only the Halbs one by one. Not the taxi! Run! Run! Run fast! Run fast! Run, king, run! Run away! Actually, king's faster than a Halb, I think. So you could get pretty far here. Okay. I mean, he's making it pretty close. Dodging. The Halbs are also going to block the Hussars a little bit. The king's making it pretty close to blue's base right now. This is going to do damage. Obviously, Vader's going to die, but where does he die? Oh, this is so good from Vader. Oh, that's as close as possible. Damn, that explosion's going to be devastating to blue. I think it will also take out some of his trade. All right, so blue needs to run. Blue's king is running now. Blue will not die to this explosion, but let's see how much he loses. It's going to be tough to get this many buildings back and get this much of your base built up again. Here it goes. Nice job there from Vader. Salutes in chat for Vader. That was sick. That looked really unlikely. Look at the damage he did. He's like, fine. You're going to take me down? I'm at least going to take part of you down with me. And blue is the favorite to win this game, or was the favorite. And now he's less of a favorite. Yellow says, what's the plan now? I find that really funny because Yellow, everyone is expecting you to win with a wonder. But, like, Yellow just focused everything he could on killing red, and that was it. So Yellow, I think, is just happy to help out there. Yellow says his king is deep, talking about blue. And Orange says, we go yellow, you protect me on land, I get him on water.
Yes.
And Peter says, yes. Orange says, if I move my stuff down, don't kill me. So they have a little agreement. Because he's going to focus a lot on water. Meanwhile, yellow, everyone's expecting yellow to be cutthroat going for the win right now. But yellow is not planning on that at all. And yellow's like, why is no one talking to me? Yellow's like, why is no one talking to me? I thought we were a team. Oh, crap. More gifted subs. Nixon, 25 gifted. Let's go. Also, did I shout out Morning Sunshine for the 20 gifted? I feel like I didn't do that. I remember seeing it and thinking, holy crap. And then Morning Sunshine. Let's hope I thanked you before. Thank you again. Thank you as well for Legolas for the new Prime, Ross, and Mr. Vog. Thank you for the resub. Yellow is about to get out of here. Yellow says, so I guess I'll be third place. Do your worst. Okay. Well, the king is hopping into the transport while there's still time. Yellow's been close to death many times. Yellow's no stranger to death, and Yellow will leave. How Yellow escapes again is crazy. Def Vader is giving a shout out to Solified. He says, for being a great guy and an okay AoE2 player. Def Vader, you're going to regret shouting out Solified because earlier he was mentioning that he destroyed you with Teutons last night. So I didn't hear any more details, but apparently an okay player destroyed you with the Teutons last night. He implied that that's why you were scared of Gray, is because of that experience. He says he didn't destroy me with Teutons. I lost with Teutons, so he's a liar. Oh, okay. Well, it's what... He's not lying. I just messed up the context. So now Yellow's adding eco. So now he's adding all the eco. And Blue is coming after him. And Blue is building up his base. A shame I was about to transport my stuff to your base too, Blue. Yellow's funny. That's funny. Blue shows up to his base. He says, what a shame. Because I was about to do the same thing to you. I like that. I'm still really bummed. Like, really bummed that Gray died when he did. Because I think yellow and gray would have been a very interesting alliance. They definitely, like, yellow needed someone by his side this game. And yellow and gray, honestly, should look back and regret not supporting Ragnar. I think that'll be the storyline. Ragnar had the right idea. They eventually ended up teaming up on Vader anyways. But, yeah, it's always tough. You know, to do it that early is not so easy. It's easier said than done when you're here with a mic in front of your face. Vader wants orange to win. Makes sense. Vader was closer with orange than any of the others. But yellow will not win. Yellow is not increased in trade count. Orange and blue have had crazy water trade this whole time and have crazy resources. And according to their elo, blue is the better player at 1342. And then orange is just 1200. I do think, though, that Slavs could arguably be slightly better than Byzantines, depending on how you use them, because of siege onagers. And orange is ready, by the way. He's got a front line of walls and castles, so it could be like siege rams, siege onagers, and boyars. And look, like, blue doesn't have the base he had before. I'm getting burpy all of a sudden. Sorry, but it's not like 12 castles now. It's only 2. Vader, I hope you don't mind me asking you a question now that you're dead and you're in my Twitch chat. What player here would you say you were closest with in terms of friendship and alliance, if you had to say? If there was one. Because unfortunately, everyone eventually was going to make a play against you. Orange included in that, but from the players remaining, it feels like Vader is probably the closest with orange. It certainly wasn't like Ragnar or someone. Vader says, purple messaged me saying he was trying to get everyone to kill me, so I will say orange. Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, there really wasn't a player remaining in this game. There wasn't a player in this game that wasn't talking about killing you. I'm not sure how that'll make you feel, but it took a little bit longer for others. I wonder what would have happened if Vader would have gotten this corner. Instead of right between Orange's base, like, this corner was huge. And Blue says, I'm the worst Treb player worldwide. Blue is really not happy with his Treb performance. And yeah, I don't think Blue is going to be able to kill off Yellow on his own. And Orange isn't exactly helping because Orange has the water. Cannon Galleons will take down the TC. But Yellow's king is over here in this castle. It's been a long game. Now, I thought Gray...
Yes.
Weren't Gray and Yellow just talking about how they were going to take care of Red right when Gray died? I think Gray, at the very least, was aware that there was going to be an attack by Red at that time. It's hard for me to remember now. It's also so sick that you guys... join, watch all of this with me, and remember details. Paying that close attention is amazing. Vader says, next time I'll have to join on a Smurf so no one knows my elo. Vader, I could give you some advice. I don't know if it will help, but I actually have advice for you. And I don't know, again, I don't know if you're going to like or hate this advice. Nice raid here from Blue on Yellow. Yellow is now surrounded by cannon galleons. Yellow's going to die. When you're 1800 elo and you've played in enough community games like this, it will naturally be a situation where people team on you. I think instead of being like, guys, what's the plan? And letting other people make those decisions, I think you just have to get your team and say, hey, I'm attacking this person now. Come with me. I think you just have to move, because the more there's waiting, the better it is. You really just have to start moving. And people will call you a bully, but I think it's what you have to do. So that would be... That's in my experience what you have to do as a higher ranked player. Because if there's a lot of sitting around and a lot of waiting in between big fights, then people are naturally going to have those discussions, and you can't allow that time. Guys, yellow is passing here. And he survives again. Orange says, you passed, right? Like, question mark. Like, he saw him. Yellow's got freaking 18 lives. And there he goes. Yeah, we wouldn't let people play on alts. Obviously, if we select people in Discord, we know who they are, so... I'm not trying to encourage playing on alts. I think he's just joking. Blue sees it. Blue has spies, by the way, so he can see the whole freaking map. And Blue will kill yellow finally. And Deaf Vader rejoices. Oh, man. Well, that was a great game from yellow. It was surprising that he hung along around as long as he did. And now we have 2. And now it should be a pretty epic fight. And now, before they've even turned, Orange actually walks in, but Orange's gate is keeping the... Orange's Trebs is keeping Blue's gate open. There will be no explosion, guys. No explosion if the king sinks. That neutralizes the explosive materials inside of the king's stomach. And it will fizzle out in the ocean floor. Wow, Orange was ready for this. Orange was ready for this. Also, Blue has his king. Blue's going to maybe go onto water just in case. But, man, that was so fast from Orange. And I love how he held the gate open. I love the attack ground. I love Halb. Blue is not ready for this. I mean, making knights is certainly not the play. You probably would at least want the paladin upgrade by now. So I guess he wasn't fully prepared for this. What Blue was probably going to make was cataphracts, but Blue doesn't have the castles to justify cataphracts now. And as I said, I think Slavs is better here. I think having Siege, Halb, Siege Ram, Boyars, I mean, they're both loaded with resources. I guess Orange might actually run out of food. They both have gold. Maybe Blue is the paladin upgrade on the way. Blue does have a lot of production buildings here. Blue's king is actually here right now. And all of Orange's trade is going to go down. Blue's trade will also go down to Orange's castles. So this will be a tradeless game pretty soon. At least to an extent. I mean, they can add trade again. Blue's numbers are pretty high all of a sudden. Orange has to be consistent here. And Blue is higher ranked, so you would expect that he's able to manage the production side and these long, grueling games a little bit better. But you don't know why exactly a player's gotten their rank, of course. Orange kills a couple of his own Trebs. But that's just going to happen, and he'll start to take a really good fight now. Blue researches treason to find out the king location. Yeah, guys, Blue research spies, 30k gold. That's crazy. So he knows he can look, like, this is his vision. He can see everything Orange has and knows to know the king is in one of these castles. And then he even spent gold on treason just to get the ping on the minimap to find out which one it is. All right. Can Blue just out-spam here with Halbs? I'd love to see the Siege Onager Micro on display here from Orange again. His attack rounds have been fantastic. Yeah, that's another good attack round. We'll forget the fact he hit his own Treb. Blue moved off of water, by the way. He moved off of water. What's this down here? Blue does have some random buildings down here, but the Cavalier won't do too much. Lots of ting-ting-tinging. Halb v. Halb. 2 hours in the game. Almost 3 hours. And in a Halb v. Halb battle, the Slavs will win. However, you need food. And there's 0 on food right now for Orange. Orange needs to recharge. Needs more food eco. Needs more farms. Blue at least has 19 on food with 12k food in the bank. Cavalier go through. I think Orange spotted that and is walling up. The Cavalier will die. Orange is missing some of the ranged upgrades, so is missing Bodkin Arrow. A couple Cataphracts from Blue will come forward. Snipe some Siege Onagers maybe. And Castle will hold, and Blue will try and produce again. Orange is coming in with another Navy now. Not sure the benefit of having Navy at this point, but I guess if you can get an island, you can win this with a Wonder later. And Orange probably had the leftover Navy from before. I think Siege Onager is fine. Like, I know some people are suggesting Scorpions because there's no friendly fire. But Siege Onagers just do so much more damage against all types of units, and you don't need as many of them. So I'm actually okay with Siege Onagers. If you're Orange, it's just really tough to control. But yeah, he's going to lose water if Blue comes over with Dramens. And then maybe Blue could go for a Wonder. Wow, okay, but hold up. Blue has Trebs coming from here now. So now Orange is going to be getting hit from 2 angles. Blue now has Hussars swooping in from down here as well. Look at all the production buildings from Blue. And Blue sniping all the Siege Onagers. Oh, man. I think we're maybe starting to see the production difference from Blue. I love the sneaky Trebs down here. Orange was never expecting that. And now you have all this production from the siege workshops that it's not really protected. We will have some rams coming down this way, though. Maybe this can be pushed. I also think Orange is actually running out of food. There are some farmers being added, but they both have gold. Orange doesn't have as much wood. He doesn't have as much food. And Byzantine units are also much cheaper, too, which is a massive aspect of this game. It does also hurt Orange, and there's not much you can do about it at this point, but because you built defensive production, it takes so long to reinforce. But there are the buildings on the front here, I guess. Does Orange have enough left to do this? Or is Blue, who should have died, guys? Like, Blue is in such a bad spot. Blue was wedged into this tiny little corner. Blue probably would have died if Red wouldn't have faced so much resistance there and canceled the call to push them. Like, I think it was so tough to kill Blue that and there were other people to worry about. I think that Def Vader said it's just not worth the effort. Blue is asking Orange, how many resources do you have? And Orange says, my APM just won't hold up. I have more resources than I have skills. And Blue says, me too. And I think this is signs that Orange is very aware that this is not winnable right now. So they both seem to think that they're not good enough to win this. More resources than skills is a pretty funny quote. That's funny. Yeah, Blue's got the Dramens. This is what I meant. So if you want to go for the water play now, long term you can do that. You probably need to take down all of Orange's docks first. Synthwave says it'd be interesting if you could add a rule where after some time all players have to delete castles if the game is stale to cause aggression in fights. Nah. I think that, like, in theory, that could be a good play to prevent camping. But realistically, when a player camps, my hope is that people look at that and say, yo, we'll never kill that. Let's team up against them. The games are always going to be long in these formats when people are fighting and banking up so much trade. Rules to have people delete castles would feel a bit weird. But the more I see this crap, the more I do want towers to cost population space. So we might actually morph all community games into towers costing population space. Because Vader stopped at like 60. And there's really no incentive to do that. We've seen people go up into the hundreds before. One of them is screaming at me in chat saying, don't you dare remove that. We're not going to name names. But yeah, I mean, there's always things we can do. Always things you can do. But realistically, when a player's higher rank and a player starts to camp with lots of towers, usually people start to have those discussions. We've come to that point. People are experienced enough to know, like, hey, we know what happens. So, yeah, we're not gonna name names, Strode. That would be too rude. That would be too rude. So, guys, I think Orange has just kind of run out of steam and confidence here. I can recognize a player that doesn't believe they can do it when I see it. And I think Orange is that player right now. The siege is unprotected on the front. Probably needed the Halbs to be there, but the Halbs weren't there in time. Could be because of trying to react to all the attacks that are down here. Why are these units getting in a circle like that? You see that? Why did they line up in a circle like that? It's like they're protecting something that isn't there anymore. That's super weird. Okay. Blue could still siege the base from down here from Orange, but it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. And helps for Orange will clear that up. Really bothers me that Blue is making Cavalier instead of Paladin. With these resources, that it'd be doable to at least have Paladin. But I don't know if Blue knows that Paladin exists. Maybe Paladin is even queued up in the stables. Again, what's the food count? Blue went up to 48 on food from like 12 or something before. So that's gone up. And still has more on food and way more gold than Orange. Orange is looking at 9k gold in his bank account right now, thinking that that's enough. That is not going to be enough to fund fights against Blue, who's Byzantines. Crazy game. But I think Blue will take it. Which is just still crazy to me. Like, how on earth, when Blue was stuck in the corner, did he survive this long? And I loved how Blue played this game. The things he was saying, he was like, guys, don't talk to Red. Not a word. Don't talk to Red. Don't listen to that crap. Don't let him talk you down. Don't get weak. Don't be convinced to do his bidding. That was fun. T90, do you bet 100 subs on Blue? I think I would be a fool not to, but I would only make that bet if someone was betting on Orange as well. I'm not just going to make that bet with only downside. If someone wants to bet some subs otherwise, then maybe it's a conversation. Orange will try to snipe the king and will not be able to get it. It's actually attacking the tower there, so maybe the king was in the tower at some point. Green says, I bet 50 subs to Orange. I don't trust what's going on right now. I am multiple minutes behind live time. Are you guys aware of something that's about to happen? Because you're also watching? Because people are being way too convinced that Orange has a chance in this game. I'm not taking the bet. I'm not taking the bet. No spoilers, but let's keep looking. Stockpile. There's more wood for Blue. Check. More food for Blue. Check. More gold for Blue. Blue is Byzantines. There's no way this game is losable. It might take a long time, but there's no way this game is losable. Unless Orange goes for a wonder or something. Can Orange afford that? Orange can't afford that. Yeah. Maybe you want to bet on Orange then? No, I want to bet on Blue, but this... in this situation, I am really suspicious. I don't trust myself to make the bet. Blue will be annoyed by this. Orange is taking down all the farming eco with the cannon galleons. But yeah, it's still like... I mean, Orange isn't going anywhere anytime soon here. Orange is trying to tech up into champion right now, I think. But I don't know. Blue is still making Cavalier instead of Paladins. All right, is someone actually willing to bet subs that Orange wins this game if I bet for Blue? There's no way this is throwable. I have faith in Peter. He's higher elo. He's had a great game. He's had a great story. He's got a good civ. He's gonna push the castles now. He cleared out the cannon galleons there. And we got Orange building a wonder. That's a pretty long distance. Oh, Blue, you can't lose this, man. I mean, this is why you have to be the first one to build the wonder. Blue's had the resources, but now this puts Blue under pressure to finish the job. All right. I mean, I'll bet 30 gifted. My confidence has gone down ever so slightly. Orange is getting some crazy raids, actually. 30 gifted on Blue. If Orange wins, 30 gifted. All right? That number has gone down from what I was going to bet before. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. The Cavalier clear. Paladin's on the way now for Blue. Blue is taking down a wave of buildings here. Orange has done the right thing to go for this wonder and needs all the villagers on deck to build this. Belgian Waffle Legend says, I don't even wake up for 30. You're not even subbed! You're not even subbed yourself and you don't wake up for 30 gifted. Stop. Stop trying to make me look bad. At least be subscribed to the channel yourself before you stay that. I think you were in the past. Orange says, well, good luck, have fun. Smiley face. All right. Well, they're having fun. Blue is probably a bit panicked. You could argue that Blue's presence on water doesn't really have much of an effect now. So, I don't know. Blue might have even deleted that, honestly. Someone left the stream and came back and said, how did Blue survive? Great question. It's crazy that we're here. It's crazy that Blue could actually win this game. Blue is going for a whole bunch of rams down here to try and push the edge of Orange's base. Orange does not have spies. But Orange can see this, I think, because of the outposts and the buildings here. Okay. All right. All right, there go the Paladins. They're still... Byzantine Paladins, they can get the job done, but they are one of the worst Paladins in the game. It's not great to miss Bloodlines and also miss the final attack. But it's way better than Knights, which is what we were seeing before. All right, I'll bump the numbers up. All right, people called me a coward, and it's working. I'll bump it up to 50. I have faith in Blue. I won't bump it up to 65. Make it 65. If we got takers on the other side. Yeah, I think Blue can do this. Orange, yeah, Orange has no resource. Make it 100. Make it 100. Make it a... No, I gotta stop at 100. Orange has no resources. There's no way Orange can hold 340 years, right? Surely there's no way. 200 question mark? Stop it. I don't know if we even have people matching this. This might not be a good deal for me. I mean, that's a lot of Drazina Halbs. Oh, also in the fine print, if there is a disconnect due to internet malfunction or PC issues, it's all void. All right? So if Blue's mom forgot to pay the internet and the internet goes off, that doesn't count. It's only actually, like, who wins or loses the game. Orange says, so Blue, where did you grow up? And Blue says Germany. And oh, God, we've got freaking German in the chat again. Oh, I can't escape. I can't freaking escape it, bro. I can't freaking escape it. There's always German. Is this Sir Sean? Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. I think Orange is trying to keep Blue talking right now, so Blue is focused on other things. What does that mean, chat? Can I get a translation? He said that I will gift you 30 subs if you let me win. I don't know if I trust that translation. Paladins are not all fighting right now. But the Rams are still there. The Rams also need to take down the buildings. Blue, my cats aren't going to get treats this week if you lose. Come on, we need to pick it up here, Blue. Cats want their shrimpies. They've been eating these little dried shrimp treats recently. Which we probably need to change because my cat's been farting and it's not a pleasant time. Anyways, moving on. That's a lot of Rams from Blue. Holy, lots of Paladins. This is over. Never a doubt. Yeah, I know. My cat's never farted in his entire life until we started to give him these shrimp. And then occasionally he'll get real cute and then suddenly it smells. Not a good time. Dogs, on the other hand, I've had that happen with dogs all the time. But our cats usually don't have problems with that. Orange is out of res, guys. 293 years. I never doubted Blue for a second. Not a second. This was clear. I'm not seeing any production from Orange. I think this is the end. Honestly, while I did think Blue was going to win, I did not even think that Blue was going to ramp it up this much. Props to Blue. Like, the production's been insane. The forward buildings, every single one's queued up. This is legit. Red should have killed Blue when he had the chance. Next time you have a chance to kill Peter in a community game, you got to finish the job. Vader's still in the game and is sad now. But, yeah, he's sad because he wanted Orange to win. Orange was the closest thing he had to a friend this game. Maybe. But, yeah, we're going to get to see this wonder fall. Most likely, anyways. Where's the king at? Oh, the king is in the castle. And Peter is now going to tell us the story. He says, little bit story time for you all. This is my 4th Pilgrim game. 1 all. Damn. That's not a story. That's what we would call a brag. But we're going to remember now. He says, thanks, T90. Wow. Peter. And then he swears at us. Or the game makes it seem like... I think he probably said Kami Game Friday or something. Who knows? But he played well. He played well. And Orange congratulates him. Says, thanks, T90. Have a good one. And the king is out and about. And there it goes. So, thankfully, I bet... Oh, he said, I love Community Friday. Great to know the chat filter doesn't let you say you love community. That's just so good. I love community was banned. Glad he had to separate the word love. It's so stupid, dude. It's so freaking stupid. Anyways, a great game. I would like to go back. I mean, I don't know how far back I need to go. But this freaking guy, by the way, I don't remember. I mean, Peter's been around a long time. I remember him playing before. I remember him potentially even winning one before. Some of those Pilgrims games aren't really coming back to me. Not going to lie, Peter. There's been a lot. I want to go back to the situation at hand. Where he, like, look at how little space he had. And I think it was even prior to this, he was being attacked pretty heavily. Like, this is not a player who had a lot of good things going for him in this game. Red was against him. Green was against him. I guess this is when he started pushing back against green. Even further. And actually, hold on. This is inspirational, guys. Inspirational stuff. We can all use this to further our lives. Watch. This is how we started. Red. Had you known what you know now, what you should have done is you should have picked up 2 villagers and your king. You should have walked to the corner and you should have garrisoned your TC and you should have killed that freaking king, bro. Because if you would have done that, you might have won the game. He had him in his grasp, but because it was exploding kings, he would have gone boom. He would have lost his Dark Age TC. He would have lost his villagers. So, guys, if you're ever feeling trapped, if you ever have 6 or 7 villagers with wood in life around you, a random mule cart, and you're unable to escape, there's a chance for you, okay? There's a chance for you. You might not see it. You might think you're stuck in these trees in this claustrophobic little area for life. But if you just wait, maybe they'll let you free. And then maybe you can escape. And then maybe you can have an amazing comeback story and go places in life that you would have never thought possible. All right? What a start. What a finish.
Yes.
And yeah, I think if I speak anymore, I'm absolutely gonna I'm absolutely gonna ruin what was a pretty good finish to a game. Let's just go to the final stats here. But inspirational, bro. Inspirational. Peter clarifying in chat now. He says, I did not win all, just Pilgrims 11 and a Forest nothing. He says, and then there was a lot more that I didn't. Okay, so he's saying when he's played, he hasn't won every time. Just when he plays Pilgrims, he seems to win. Well, he collected more of every single resource. So there's that. That was certainly good here. The KD was fine for the Byzantines, I would say. Vader, I already talked about it. You're 1800 elo. You chat a lot. People are going to want to kill you. You got to kill people faster, honestly. Or maybe get a position where you could potentially wonder. He was unfortunately completely surrounded. But it was a very fun game. And thank you to everyone playing. I know if you die early, it's going to feel quite bad. So like green and teal, maybe even gray, they would have loved to play a little bit longer. But the nature of community games, of course, is it can be very punishing and very brutal. And it's not always fair. And some might even say rigged. Okay. Meme review. Thank you for the subs. Here we go. This is funny to me. I looked at those two wolves. I made a comment because I thought nothing would ever happen. And then Blue, who ends up winning the game, at one point transports to that tiny little island and loses villagers. Like, what are the odds? It's so random. That's the beauty of AoE too, is like there's so many tiny little factors in every game and a million different things can happen. That's so sick. Thank you guys. Thank you, Shad. Welcome back. Thank you for the prime. Okay, next meme. What you got there? A smoothie. Okay, I like that. Is this Drake and Josh? What show is this? I can't tell what show this is. Is this Drake and Josh? Or am I thinking of the wrong show? Oh, iCarly. Didn't really watch that one. Everyone who knew what show it was instantly, are you a little bit embarrassed? I think it's the same actress, though. Thought this was Drake. Okay. What we've got here is a bad case of Pilgrim syndrome. Incurable, probably fatal. Yeah, that was Death Vader there. I mean, I don't know if that was the reason he was picked on. That's probably part of it. That's a fun format, though. I like that. Trying to follow alliances in commie games be like. That was tough. I want to pat myself on the back a little bit here. It's not easy, dude. It's not easy. And then I'm trying to like make jokes and I'm trying to make it interesting for an audience who's all watching me live. And then I miss something for a second and everyone calls me blind. I mean, cut me some slack. But yeah, it was tough in that one at times. Okay. Purple and orange waiting for Death Vader to move away from his base. Yeah, this is so true, dude. I know there were some chatters who always want the top player to die, or the tower camper to die. But Vader took some risks moving out because every time he would move out, purple and orange were just sitting there waiting. Like orange was sitting there with 30 SO and 40 bowyars right next to the towers, ready to make a move. So I thought Vader had a really good game. I think he needed to kill people faster to have a chance. There were too many individuals out there who wanted blood. Yo, Tom, thank you. Here we go. This is uncalled for and quite frankly not funny. Next one. A16 King running for his life. Yeah, like multiple times. Not just running, but also sailing. Like, I don't know how Yellow was able to survive. That loop around the... Sorry, I was loud. That loop around the wood line to get back to his castle was crazy. I thought he was so dead. I still don't understand how he wasn't dead. I don't know if the units were regrouping or what for Vader, but he survived. That loop is actually a really good YouTube short as well. I need to let Hardy know. Hardy, if you see this later, earlier in the game, there was a loop-de-loop when Yellow was running away from Red's Manaspa. That would be a very good YouTube short. Because God knows I'm not going to remember. Maybe Hardy will see that. I don't know. Next one. Oh, God. Flashbang. Most people rejected his message. Guys, Vader is dangerous. Shut up, they say. They hated Ragnar because he told the truth. Galatians 4:16. That's so true. That's a good meme, dude. Ragnar was telling everyone, and no one wanted to hear it. No one was ready to face the hard truth that Vader was a problem at that time. But after his passing, years later, people realized he was a visionary. He was a real visionary. Damn. All right. Me watching Vader make 100 towers. That's my son. That's my boy. Is that... Who made this meme? Was that Strode? Let me guess. Strode submitted this meme. Who's famously done this and lost with 50k gold in the bank. Yep, Strode submitted the meme. Okay, well, that makes sense. Now the meme is funny. Now that we know who submitted it. Well played, Strode. Well played. Okay, next one. Def Vader. Guys, I need a bathroom break. Ew, dude. Ew, I looked at the water. I thought about it a little bit too much, and now it's no longer as funny. Yeah, I mean, we had a bathroom break in the middle of that game. Moving on past that one, I don't know what's happening there. Is he in a... Are those his knees? Is he, like, in a laundry basket? I thought it was someone standing for a second, but I think he's, like, squished into a bucket or something there. YouTube here, first time on a live stream, might be a little late. Yeah, sorry you had to look at this. We don't want to scare you away. Okay, next one. Yellow's king running from red. Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. Similar to the other one. I like it. Come on, Yellow. Build a second wonder already. I was waiting for it. I just think it took Yellow a little bit too much time and focus to focus on red. And Yellow, in all fairness, was not selfish in that moment. Yellow could have been selfish and traded and not helped with the fight, but helped with the fight. Had Yellow traded and had more golds, the second wonder could have happened. But I think that Blue and Orange had a game plan in place for that anyways. Death Vader's king staring at Peter. Yep. That's about right. Through the trees? That's nice. That's really nice. And then I think we have a Star Wars one, which... Oh, nope. Okay. More res than skills. Did you screenshot his resources right there? Are you implying he doesn't have skills because he doesn't have a lot of resources? Is that the joke? I'm not sure I'm quite getting it. But if that's what it's implying, it's pretty funny. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Okay. I mean, he said it. Yeah, true. It's his words. I don't know why I added this. I still don't know why the Halbs got in a circle like that. Normally, they do that around the unit. So if there's one unit, so you do follow or guard, and they line up around it, but they just randomly got in a circle. So, no answers there. And then here's the Star Wars meme. And as I've talked about on stream, I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy. So you guys can rate this meme and if you think this is fantastic or not. It says, enough of this, Vader. Release him. And there's, of course, the Tarkins there. But the Tarkin guy died really early, I think. I don't know. But quality meme. Quality meme. As a big Star Wars guy, that really clicked for me. Really clicked for me. Moff Tarkin? Oh, I see. Ah, that's the joke. The character's name is Tarkin. Oh, that's good then. That's good. I like that. I like that. I didn't know that character, but I was confused because there was also Tarkins in the game. Now I get it. He did say when he submitted it, he said T90 will not get this, which was true.